Good evening.
Your idea.
It wasn't my idea, it was your idea. This is
Your idea.
This is the circle question. It's about time we got round to it. Thanks. Find the centre and radius of the circle. So we're going to take this original equation. Okay, now we haven't talked about this yet. And again, I reckon that there are probably 2 or 3 different ways that you could go at this to try and find the circle and radius. The way that I do it is like this. I would say I'm going to rewrite it so that I've got my x terms together and leave a little gap, and my y terms together and leave a little gap, and I'm going to take my single number onto the other side. And now I'm going to think what I'm going to add in. I want to complete the square, and I know that to complete the square I need to add in a half of whatever that number would be squared. So a half of 6 is 3. When you square it you get 9. So in that gap I'm going to put 9. Now because I've just added it onto that side of the equation, to keep the 2 sides of the equation balanced I'm going to take 9 away over there. Also over here I've got minus 4 there. Now I am going to that was wrong, wasn't it? I'm not going to take it away on that side because that wouldn't balance the equation, would it? To balance it, I have to add it onto that side. Yeah, sorry. Here we've got minus 4. Half of that is minus 2. Squared is plus 4. So I'm going to add in a plus 4 there. And to keep things balanced, I'm going to add it on the other side as well. Okay. Now, what I'm left with is there was a plus in there as well. What I'm left with is this 3 terms here is x plus 3 when you square them. And these 3 terms here, they are y minus 2 squared when we factorise those. And all of this stuff that we shoved over here amounted to plus 17. Okay? And so if I want to know what my centre and radius is, then my centre is minus 3 and 2, the values that make those brackets 0. And my radius is a slightly odd radius. My radius is the square root of that 17 that's there. And 17, of course, is a prime number and we can't simplify that circle at all. Good. That was 3 marks. Now, find the coordinates of the points where the circle meets the line of the equation y equals 3x plus 4. So, I said earlier that this paper doesn't have a really obvious simultaneous equations question, but here it is. They've tucked it away as part of this. So we're now going to do the simultaneous equations. You can use either form of the equation that you want. It's entirely up to you which way you want to do it. Should we do it with that form or that form?
I'd say the top form.
Okay. It's probably safer because you might have made a mistake down here, mightn't you? So if we do it with the top form, we know that we're starting with something that must be right. So we're going to take y equals 3x plus 4. And the equation that we had was x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y minus 4 was 0. Right. Simultaneous equations. What are we going to do first?
Sub y.
You mean have a sandwich, or do you mean go underneath the road? The subway. You see that? We'll edit that one out later. Right. So we substitute in the y value x squared plus 3x plus 4 squared plus 6x minus 4y minus 4 is 0. We've just got a whole load of algebra to deal with, really. There's nothing immensely difficult in that. We're going to have to be really careful though. We've got squaring out this bracket It's going to be 9x squared plus 12x plus another 12x plus 16. We've got a plus 6x. We've got a minus 12x there. We've got a minus 16 and a minus 4 is 0. Are you happy with that? You checked that through, is that right?
Seems to.
So collect together like terms. We've got 10x squared, 24, but we're taking a turn, so that's 12, plus the 6, that was 18x, and we seem to have a 16, and then subtract the 16, and so we've just got minus 4 there. This is the third time that we've been at this point this morning where we've had a quadratic that we want to factorise, and before we do it, it makes sense to look for a common factor. 2 goes into all of those terms. So we've got that. Again, I said it would keep coming up, but we're factorising another quadratic, and it's another quadratic where the coefficient of x squared isn't 1. Are you alright, Harry?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks.
So we multiply first and last things together, and we're going to get minus 10x squared. 2 things that times to give that, and add to give plus 9. What? 10 and 1, okay. So what? Plus 10?
Minus 1.
And minus 1. So we're going to write 5x squared plus 10x minus x minus 2 is 0. And we're going to factorise the first 2 terms. 5x times x plus 2. Factorise the second 2 terms. Minus 1 times x plus 2. Giving us x plus 2 times 5x minus 1. 0. We're earning the, was it 7 marks for doing this? We've got x equals minus 2. We've got x equals, what does that give us, that bracket?
5x equals 1.
5x equals 1, so x equals
1 over 5.
1 over 5. And it did say, didn't it, coordinates that we had to find? Find the coordinates of the points where the circle meets the line. So y was 3x plus 4, we're going to go back to that. Sub in those values, so y is minus 6 plus 4, which is minus 2, and this one, y equals 3/5 plus 4, which would be 23/5. And so we've got the points minus 2, minus 2, and 1 over 5. 23 over 5. Incidentally, it doesn't matter whether you write your answer as 1/5 or as 0.2, or whether you write this one as being, what would that be, 4.6 or 4 3/5 or 23 over 5. But that's probably the nicest way. But remember, you've got no calculator. Harry's just angled the camera around, so he's got me completely in shot at the end there. Thanks. You can stop now.